Hey, welcome to 5 Good Minutes. I'm Jim Haney. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode. Hey, in this episode, we're going to be talking about peer support and Medicaid funding. So some of you may be aware in the legislature, 2019 legislature right now, there is Senate Bill 30, which started in January. Many of us went to the first hearing and gave our testimony, which was great. We passed the committee, then we went through the readings on the Senate floor, and we passed the Senate floor, and now it's in the House. And if those of you have been following along, you'll recall that there was testimony, a testimony day again, but there wasn't a vote, and Senate Bill 30 got tabled. And many of you have been calling me, emailing me, asking me, hey, what's going on with Senate Bill 30? And I told you there's a chance it could come back. Well, it has. That's right. Senate Bill 30 is back alive again. But, and I'm going to pause and say, but, it has been altered one more time. So this is the third change now that we've seen to Senate Bill number 3, Senate Bill 30, sorry, Senate Bill 30. And so this change that's been made, the third change now, has lowered the fiscal note. So originally the fiscal note was 20 million. Then it got lowered to 9 million. Children's services were taken out. And now it's been readjusted one more time, and now it's down to about 6 million. And I'm calling your attention to this for one real specific reason, because one of the ways that it was lowered, the fiscal note, which is the cost to run peer services to bill Medicaid for the year. So it's been lowered by 25% in the reimbursement rate. So what does that mean? I'm a peer supporter, and what does that mean? It means you could see your wages reduced 25% by your employer if this was to go into effect. I'm going to say that again. You could see your wages reduced by 25% if this bill passes and you're working for an agency that's going to want to bill Medicaid for peer support, which is most of you. So in real numbers, what does this mean? This means right now the reimbursement rate is 53, I think it's 53.92 an hour, and it's billed in 15-minute increments. That's what your agency gets to cover your cost for peer services, to provide services, provide clinical supervision, covers your wages, taxes, benefits, all the stuff that goes with employing a person. So in order to move this fiscal note in version number 2, which was at about 9 million to 6 million, they lowered the reimbursement rate from the 53 down to 40. That's a significant reduction in a reimbursement rate. And Montana's peer network does not feel like that's sustainable for the peer support workforce. That a $40 an hour reimbursement rate is unacceptable. And so we're asking our members, you that are watching this, to go and contact your legislators, in particular this Human Services Committee, the House Human Services Committee. So how do you do that? If you go to your search engine and type in 2019 Montana legislative session, a website will come up, and you'll click on bills, and then you put in SB 30, and it'll pop right up. And you can read the bill, you can look at the fiscal notes, version 1, version 2, version 3, they're all there. Verify everything, look at it, and then you'll see the committee members, the Human Services Committee. They need to hear from you. Do you feel like you could withstand a 25% reduction in your wages? I don't feel like that's sustainable, and we will be letting the committee know as an organization. But as peer supporters, you need to let them know. And we're urging you to really think about this and talk to your supervisor, talk to your employer, and ask them what would happen. My guess is in some cases, you probably would be laid off. Some agencies probably would just lay peer supporters off. It's certainly not going to help our profession. It's going to, in my opinion, hurt it. And so if we can't get a workable, livable wage, then in my opinion, Montana's Peer Network's opinion, there's no reason for us then to be supporting something that's not going to be sustainable and keep our workforce growing and flourishing, which it's doing now. I want to thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.